Know your true history, brothers and sisters, everywhere you are in all corners of the world.
My dear brothers and sisters, there were divisions and tribalism earlier on among our ancestors. For sure, it's true. Our ancestors were divided and there was a tribal conflict among them. Let's look here the example of one of the leader called Mdala Chimbalanga, who created his doctrine and they called it Chimbalangism. Chimbalanga itself means a warrior or a conqueror. So this Chimbalangism was to promote peace and love among the nations, to promote equality among all the Bantu tribe in his future kingdom, to unite people of a different tribe through his family names and surnames, to eliminate slave trades and discrimination in his future kingdom, to empower his people into business, farming, agriculture in his kingdom, to support Bantu culture and the traditions and to correct some cultural rules, to cooperate with the other African kingdom. This was a doctrine pronounced by Chimbalanga, while he was just a normal leader over his tribe. But he had the plan already putting down. You know, my dear friends, wherever you are in the world, as I said earlier, our ancestors were divided. How can I prove this? In 18th centuries, in Tanzania, conflicts, tribal conflict rose. People, the same Bantu people here, they fought for land. Let's talk in southern region. In southern region, in Zululand and other side, people also, they fought for land. Let's go in the side of East Africa. People, they fought for land. Let's come exactly in central of Africa. People fought for land. And the more they were fighting, and the others were running away, escaping those wars. So let me come back to Tanzania now. We hear about the groups of people who were fighting for land. And the failure were captured. They were captured and they were enslaved. They were enslaved. Someone who don't really understand about what happened in Africa earlier on, they will sometimes continue playing victims. Ourselves, Bantu, we were enslaving ourselves. We were dividing no matter how, just for land. This is the truth. And this is why we have to continue writing true history book. For helping ourselves. You know, this sometimes play of victims, this and that, those and those. Dear, it won't help. Because they were the leaders with the good ideas and they were the leaders with the bad ideas. If we come to look in the doctrine of the Chimbalanga, the objective of it, and this Chimbalanga fulfilled. Let's carry on here. We see the group of Nindi, Matengo, Ndendehule failed in those wars. They ran different way. They found themselves were in the forest. They decided to make a coalition as a nation, as they were speaking different languages, and the Swahili was their universal. They could communicate each other in Swahili. They decided to cross the Ruvuma River to Tanzania, to Mozambique. They reached they reached in Mozambique and found a place on a mountain called Yao Mountain. They are now on a Yao Mountain as a coalition. They decided to appoint one top leader, and they call him on the name of Mtamila. It means the highest person. Yeah, that is Mtamila, the highest person, the top one. Mtamila is now the king of their coalition. They decide again to create their language. They mixed Matengo, Nindi, Ndendeule, and Swahili together, and they called that language Chiao. Now they are the Yao speaking Chiao. Dear brothers and sisters, let's focus on this. As I said, they were dividing themselves. So they never stopped from there. They're still going again to divide. Nindi, Ndendeule, Matengo came together, and they were called the Yao. After that, there was some little challenge among them, and they decided again to divide. One group went back to Tanzania. Another group remained there on the same Yao Mountain. And another group decided to go to Maravi Kingdom, Malawi of today, to overthrow the king of Malawi. Can you hear me well, dear brothers and sisters, what I mean that they were divided? They went to the boundaries of Malawi, Maravi Kingdom, and Mozambique. They got chance to enter that kingdom, and they met the king of the Chewa, Kalonga. And they paid for the land. They gave some slaves. As I said, we were enslaving each other. They paid some slave to King Kalonga for the piece of land, for the land. Let me speak in that way. So that group over the Yao in the Maravi Kingdom turned all the slaves that they had to be their relatives. Later on, they became also the warriors among them. Then they appointed their top leader on the position of the commander-in-chief. Mndala Chimbalanga was appointed to lead them because they were warriors. They were there to overthrow the king of the Chewa.
We are in 1830. They continue to organize the military, called from different places, and train them. Just
in that kingdom, they found also the Ngoni who felled the Yawo in Zululand, and they were chased. Arriving in Maravi, those Ngoni also felled the war again while they were fighting with the Chewa, and they surrendered. Remember, as I was telling you that there were divisions, we hear about again the Ngoni who felled the Yawo in Zululand here. What we talk about, the war of the Chakazulu. And they were also found in Maravi Kingdom. As the Yao wanted to fulfill their dreams of making the Yao land or the Yao Kingdom, in 1850, they were ready, they were well prepared. They opened the war with the king of the Chewa. And luckily, in 10 years fighting,
and that war created the kingdom,
so they
as
the kingdom
they
as they
wanted.
wanted. And Mndala Chimbalanga, as was the commander-in-chief, automatically he became the king of the Yao in that land, as called now Yao Kingdom or Yao land.
Let us go back now to the doctrine of Chimbalangism. When the Chewa reached the land of the Batwa and they fought against them, the Chewa were winners and they chased out of that land all the Batwa. So when the Ngoni came, they fought with the Chewa and the Ngoni failed that war and they surrendered. They became under Kalonga. So these Ngoni here were discriminated and they were oppressed. When the Yao came and they negotiated the land under Kalonga, they also lived there. They were also oppressed and they were also discriminated. But when now Mundala Chimbalanga became the king on that land.
So Mundala Chimbalanga destroyed discrimination and oppression. He put all the nation together under him. How? People over the Chewa side, the Ngoni side, the Yao side came together. They start to marry each other. Look here. They start to marry each other. And some newborns were given the names of Mundala, Chimbalanga, Ndindi. All the names of their king, because
Mundala Chimbalanga Ndindi was the king of all the tribe. The reason why
he appointed a different chief from Ngoni tribe, Chewa tribe, and the Yao tribe, and they considered them on a same level. He didn't discriminate these and theirs. They lived together in peace, even how they could manage the land. There were no discrimination of managing the land. All of them were living peacefully until when Mundala died. That is how some change now occur in that kingdom. Thank you, dear brothers and sisters, wherever you are in all four corners of the world. This is a little short history, and you are going to find more in the book which called African Hidden Treasure, which is going to, soon to be published. You are welcome, my fellow friends, my fellow brothers and sisters of the world. As I said, our sisters were divided. Some had a good idea, and the other one they had a bad idea. You hear about Chimbalanga, his doctrine, and you're gonna read more in the book. You are welcome.